now is Union Minister for Commerce and Industry, Piyush Goyal. Thank you for speaking to NDTV, sir. The thrust of this budget is certainly on job creation. Which are the sectors which the government is seeing as job generators and where skilling is the key? Because one of the aspects or big takeaways of the economic survey was the big skilling gap which has been acknowledged.
Well, I think this budget has demonstrated the holistic thinking of the Modi government. If you will connect the dots that this budget has offered to us, you will find that on the one hand, it has come out with schemes for skilling and employment promotion through the employment-linked incentives. On the other hand, it has identified sectors where India has tremendous potential: leather, textiles, critical minerals, in a way feeding into electronics and electric mobility. It has focused on chemicals. So in a way, you will find that the budget looks at which are the sectors where India has a competitive edge and has, through various initiatives, 12 industrial parks are coming up in different parts of India. E-commerce hubs are coming up to promote exports. Processing of agriculture, processing of shrimps or marine products. So in a way, this budget supports several sectors wherever we have a competitiveness in the world markets or in the Indian market, and provides for employment and skilling at a macro level, but which will naturally go towards the sectors where we are most favorably placed.
Mr. Goyal, you know, one takeaway certainly is this first-timer scheme or internship scheme. My question is, are the companies on board, and how will this be really taking shape? And is there some kind of timeline that you're looking at? Because it's very, very ambitious in terms of what the government plans to do. It is talking about 2.1 crore youth who would be benefiting from it. It has also identified some 500 top companies.
Well, Madam spoke about 500 top companies in the country. Reputed companies have shown a lot of interest, and it's a natural fit. Everybody is looking for trained and skilled manpower. The L&T managing director the other day is on record that he is falling short of 45,000 people in Larsen & Toubro's infrastructure company. And when I last met him, he said, that's not all. I need 25,000 more for my software and IT business. So I think the demand for skilled and trained talent is massively growing. More and more international companies are setting up base in India for their R&D, for design, as a part of their global capacity centers, the GCCs. Our manufacturing is integrating with global value chains. So there's a massive churn going on in India to expand both manufacturing and service, that we will create more than 4 crore jobs in the next 5 years, and government will act like a catalyst. The private sector will be at the forefront. The PSUs will contribute massively, and overall we will continue to be the fastest growing large economy in the world.
Okay, talking about the political reactions that have come in, Mr. Goyal, you know, Congress says that this is a copy-paste budget, that you have borrowed ideas from their manifesto. As a veteran politician yourself, how do you react to that charge?
They should make up their mind. In an earlier interview, just before yours, I was asked the question that Congress is unhappy that you have not taken their ideas forward. So I'm not, and now you have confused me totally. But let me tell you, nobody looks at the Congress ideas seriously. If any budget or any government was to work basis the Congress ideas, India would become a banana republic. We would be a bankrupt government. They are half-baked ideas, not thought through, unreasonable, financially unviable, and nobody ever takes any leaf out of the Congress book. I can assure you about that. And neither do the people of India trust them. and therefore they have holistically rejected them and left them at 99.
Minister Goyal, coalition governments are known for compulsions, as they say, politics of compulsions during the UPA, as we saw play out. This is the 11th budget of Prime Minister Modi, and it's clear that you're speaking from a position of strength. There is reforms which have been put as on focus. There is continuity of policy as well. According to you, what makes this budget decisive and crucial for government's own roadmap for Viksit Bharat?
Well, I think one marked difference in this budget is the confidence that it exudes. Because in earlier times, when we came into government in 14, we were straddled with a broken economy. India was a fragile five economy, foreign exchange reserves were low, we had serious stress, growth was low, inflation was high. In every respect, the confidence and morale of the country was down. The world looked down upon India. There was no respect for India in the corridors of power in the world. We built that up assiduously in our first term, only to be confronted with COVID and then the two wars. Despite all of that, the Prime Minister, through his astute leadership, the Honorable Finance Minister and earlier leaders, Mr. Jaitley, the former Finance Minister, they have, through 10 years of painstaking effort, made India a very powerful nation. We have strong economic fundamentals. The macro economy is very strong. We have a sense of confidence across the nation. The world today looks up to India as the engine of growth. So this budget builds upon this strong foundation and therefore is very bold in its outcomes, is thinking big and is preparing the framework which will help India rapidly grow towards a Viksit Bharat.
All right, Piyush Goyal, thank you so much for speaking to NDTV and sharing your thoughts on the big takeaways of the 11th budget of Prime Minister Modi, but also the first budget of Modi 3.0. Of course, it's an alliance government, so NDA 3.0.